अरे माल्टा माल्टा देखो आंख मेरी लड़ी है, आंख जिससे लड़ी है वो दूर कहीं खड़ी है. Sorry, I'm not that good a singer, but since I've heard of Malta and the country itself, this is the song that I've been singing all day long. Just as a Bollywood buff, I love replacing words in any song and creating a song of my own. But from the title and from the song, you know that today we are discussing Malta. A country that I did not know a lot about until a few Bollywood movies were shot there and until so many of you started requesting a video on Malta because of their lax immigration policies. Hello and namaste, my name is Nidhi Nagori and welcome back to my channel. You guys know today we're talking about Malta, so let's not waste any more time and get into this video right now. Alright, so first of all, why are we talking about Malta? A lot of my followers, especially on Instagram, started messaging me about Malta. They also started sending me snips about Malta. I'd never thought about covering Malta because it's a very tiny country. So I never really pictured myself doing a video on it. But many people started sending me snips. They also started sending me some videos or some articles that they'd come across. A lot of them were hearing this from immigration agents. People who want to move abroad, they go to these consultants and these consultants then come up with a framework or like a list of countries that they choose for you. So a lot of them were actually getting Malta as an option from these immigration agents and they were reaching out to me to just ask what my perspective was. Once I saw that the numbers started going up rapidly, which means a lot of people in India started considering Malta as an option, I wanted to make sure that I at least make a video out there and put my perspective out there so that you guys can watch this video, which is absolutely free to watch, and then take an informed decision. As always, a lot of due diligence and research has gone into this video. I've looked up the government immigration website. I've looked up all the websites that I'm going to recommend, which are for job search. I've also read up extensively online on forums and all these places where these immigrants in Malta talk about their living experiences. And based on all of that, now I'm here talking about Malta as a career option for you. Should you move to Malta or should you not move to Malta? My research was limited in the sense that I was only looking for job opportunities, so I'm not covering any study options today. But I'm pretty sure that once you hear about the job opportunities or once you hear about what the sector in Malta is like in terms of work, which areas can you go into, which areas have exemptions, etc., I'm pretty sure that in itself will give you a good idea of whether you should move there to study or not. One of the reasons that I did not want to cover Malta for studying purpose is because I've not heard of any of the universities being ranked so high. I've probably known Malta way more since my research than since I was a child. Since I was a child, I've always heard of German education, Italian education, French education, US education, Canadian education. Malta was never on that list, so I do not want to include that because I don't think I have a very informed perspective. So we'll only restrict this video to work visa, which means how can you move to Malta if you want to move there on a work permit? Also, should you do that? First, let's understand what's happening in Malta. Malta is a tiny country in southern Europe. Because Malta is not as developed as other European countries, it has seen an exodus of talent leaving. Why? Because a lot of other Western European countries like Germany and France started seeing labor shortages. Also, you have a lot of labor shortages going up in the Nordic region, which if you haven't seen, I've covered it in my videos. So I'm linking them up here. But all these countries which are nicer to live in, which actually pay you more, where quality of life is better, these countries started seeing shortages. So you guys know that if you are an EU citizen or if you are somebody who has working rights in Europe, it is very easy for you to change countries. Post-pandemic, as these other countries, the nicer, the richer countries started reopening, people who had work permit for Europe started moving out of countries like Malta. So Malta got a double whammy. It was already struggling with pandemic reopening issues. Apart from that, there was this whole exodus of talent which started moving to other parts of Europe. That's why Malta started having a lot of labor shortages. Also, if you don't believe me, here is a conversation with one of my followers who is from Malta. She confirmed that her father owns a pharmacy in Malta and they've been seeing a lot of issues in hiring people. In fact, she told me, please make a video about Malta because that would help businesses like her father's to resume because they have been constantly looking for foreign talent. I know that's an anecdotal response, but let me show you some news clippings as well. More than 70 to 80% businesses in Malta post-reopening and post the pandemic madness have not been able to hire people. Also, the government of Malta has been trying to introduce a 4-day work policy. I'm sure you guys have heard of this. This has been going on in Europe and a lot of other countries for very long. People want a 4-day work policy. So you now work from, say, Monday to Thursday and then have an extended weekend, which means you always have a long long weekend. I am absolutely in favor of this, and I really hope Canada comes to terms with this and we have it very soon. But as of now, there has been no discussion here. The Maltese government, on the other hand, was trying very hard to pass this regulation, but this cannot happen because the government says that they are just not able to fill in the labor shortages. And because they've not been able to fill in the labor shortages, people actually have to work more. क्योंकि काम तो उतना ही है, लोग कम हैं. Which reminds me of my experience in India. For some reason, there was always a labor shortage. Or there wasn't. But we were always doing more than one person's work. Malta does not want to do that and is being forced to do that as a country. So this is the current situation. Now let's understand why Malta is a good option. I'm just going to give this perspective from a South Asian because I am from India and I live in Canada. So this is my perspective. It could be right or wrong, but why I think Malta, what are the pros of Malta, why I think this can be a good country to move to as an immigrant. First, the fact that you can get EU Blue Card. And once you get EU Blue Card, you can work anywhere in Europe. I think I've already mentioned this in other countries that I've covered in Europe, that once you get a work permit there, once you get a residence permit and a work permit there, it's very easy for you to then move to any other country, which gives you the option of moving freely to so many countries, more than 20. So if you don't like Malta today, you can move out once you get your EU Blue Card. And you can go in and work anywhere else because you will need no visa sponsorship. Personally, I think that is a huge flexibility to have. The fact that if you don't like one country, you can simply move out and pick another country of your interest. The second reason is because Malta is on the southern part of Europe, so it is a beautiful coastal little country. That makes it stunning in terms of just living there. I think a lot of people who are budding Instagram influencers, please make note, this is the country that you should aim to move to. I'll put up some pictures here for reference so that you can see how pretty it is. Also, it tends to stay warm. If you're from South Asia, my home country, India, I think you're personally going to love the weather because it's going to be very similar to India. It's going to be hot and humid. So no snow and no weather concerns at all. The other reason why I like Malta, just in terms of work permit and working situation, is because many jobs that are currently open state that they don't even require you to have Maltese knowledge. So you don't even need to know the local language because the shortages exist in jobs that require English capabilities and English abilities. The government supports you to learn Maltese once you move there, so you could always pick up a little bit of the local language, which I absolutely recommend you should, because social integration is very tough if you don't know the local language. But you don't really have to know Maltese in order to be able to apply for these jobs, which is a great brownie point. The first con is that it is a small country, which makes it tough for you to have the flexibility of constantly moving around. I know it's very easy to say that once you get your EU Blue Card, you can just pack your bags and leave like that. And I think many people can do that, but I'm somebody who prefers stability. So now that I'm in Canada, now that I'm in Greater Toronto area, I love this area and this is where I want to stay. A few years later, who knows, my mind may change and I may want to leave country and just switch to some other country. But as of now, I do see myself staying here because I love the stability that comes with it. So I'm assuming that a lot of other people also aim for stability. And if you are somebody who's looking for a stable house, if you're looking for having your own little house, having your own little world, then Malta can be tough because just the number of job opportunities will be way lesser because it's a way smaller country. And that will make it very tough for you to move if you want to move just within Malta. The other con is that at some point you will have to learn the language. Now, Maltese is not a language that is very well spoken across the world. It is a small country. The population is small. So obviously it does not have the same global footprint as, say, Spanish or French or Portuguese, which may make your skills less transferable. So if you work for, say, in France, then your French skills can be used very well because France has a lot of global footprint. You can also move to places like Canada. If you know Spanish, you can then work in, say, Southern America. You can also work in southern part of the US where Spanish is a well-spoken language. If you know German, you can work in Germany, but you can also work in Belgium, Austria, Switzerland, Netherlands, and a bunch of countries that are on the periphery of Germany. So all these other languages tend to have a wider global footprint. Maltese may not have the same global footprint. So you may end up learning a language which may not have the same capability or which may not give you the same advantage that other international languages or other European languages could give. So those were the only cons that I saw. Now let's talk about the immigration policy. Recently, the Maltese government announced a fast-track work permit situation, which is called KEI. It is meant for key employees who are TCNs, third country nationals. As you guys know, in Europe, everything is different for TCNs, which is third country nationals, and for EU citizens. So EU citizens can kind of work and live very freely, but TCNs, which is people like me, need different visas for different countries. For people like me, Malta has come up with a KEI visa. Now, what I love about this is that this is a fast-track visa, which is going to be completed in just 5 days. It is not very expensive. It costs about €250, which obviously you don't have to pay, but this is an important factor Because it is so cheap, it is very easy for these employers to find international talent and sponsor them. क्योंकि उनका खर्चा उतना नहीं है. They don't have to constantly think about the cost. There's not a lot of cost involved. As long as they can do labor market assessment, as long as they can tell the government that they weren't able to find anyone for that particular role, they can go ahead and find a foreigner and then sponsor their visas. Also, there is this exemption for labor market assessment, which applies for a bunch of roles, which I'm putting up right here. So if you are in any of these roles, then you don't even need foreign market assessment, which means the employer can straight away go and apply, pay 200 euros and get you the visa. That's right. I know it sounds like a scam, but it is truly the real process. I've done my research on this. I've also watched a few interviews of people. I've read personal experiences of people who've used this visa to move to Malta. Now that we've spoken about all of this, let's talk about which job search websites do I recommend. I recommend a bunch of job search websites which are up here on the screen, but I'm now going to pick my favorites. My first favorite is jobsinmalta.com. Absolutely love this website. Now, I do have to say that all these Maltese websites, they're not as cute and as fancy as, say, the Irish websites or the German websites. So just keep that in mind if you're coming from that mindset. I came from my Ireland mindset. If you've not seen my last video, it was about Ireland. I'm going to link it up right here. Shameless plug, but sure. So I came in from that mindset. I was used to some very fancy websites, very cute looking, just giving me all the feels possible. That's not something that I saw with Malta, which is absolutely fine because these websites still serve the purpose. So Jobs in Malta was the best. I saw a lot of jobs being posted in English. Just go ahead and make sure that the keyword filter that you use, just put English there so that, all the jobs that then you see are all English related. The next website that I like is Connect Search. Very funky spelling for the word connect. But again, I think this is highly reputed across Malta. This was something that was recommended to me by somebody who's already working in Malta right now. So this particular person applied through Connect Search and was able to find an opportunity and has currently moved to Malta. He was the one who also told me about the KEI search. Like he got his work permit in, I think, 7 business days only. So he was able to complete all the formalities and move to Malta in literally a month. In that month, 1 week to visa ko laga, but 3 weeks, like that entire 1 month was his notice period in India. So he did not even take a lot of time to interview, find the job, go through all the work permit thing. Just the notice period in India was like way too longer, which I found interesting. So I'm going to go by his assessment of all these websites. He personally recommended Connect Search. I didn't see as many opportunities on this. That's why it is number 2 on my list. But of course, this has worked for somebody that I know, and so I totally recommend it. The last website that was my favorite was Manpower Malta. Now, Manpower is a global company. That's why I recommend them, because I know that they specialize in hiring international talent, not just across Malta, but across the world. They have presence in multiple countries. And if you are able to find a job through them, great, because that means that you work for Manpower as the group, so you can then move across the world. Like you can move in other countries as well, because the group itself will have your file. You'll be a successful candidate for them, and all recruitment agencies want to work again with their successful candidates. The other websites that you see up on screen are also equally good, so please go ahead and give them a try. I just did not spend a lot of time on them because I kind of have my preferences. I already knew through research. But again, go and spend some time. Make sure that you do your research. Of course, this is going to be an easier process than other European countries. So if you are looking to move to, say, Europe, if you want to just kind of get out and be in EU, then I think Malta is a great option. I've already told you all the cons, so you can make your informed decision based on everything. Go ahead and do some research online, read about some experiences. I'm sure all the insight will be helpful. So that's it, guys. That's it for today's video, and that's it for Malta. Let me know in the comment box below if you have any other questions. I will be happy to answer them. If you have any questions that you think I should cover through videos, let me know that as well. And let me know if you've been considering Malta as well. What do you think about this country? Had you heard of it before? क्या सोचा था, किससे सुना था? Please let me know all of that in the comment box below. जाते जाते make sure that you like this video as well. Sorry, I'm zooming too much into the camera, but I really want you to like the video. It makes me super happy. Subscribe to the channel because I keep covering new countries every week for you guys, and I keep exposing you guys to new opportunities. Also, make sure that you're never paying any money to anyone for jobs. That is illegal and not something that I support. You should always get a job on the basis of your own merit, so don't fall for any scams where people are asking you money and cheating you off of it. That's all. I promise to see you in the next video. Until then, please make sure you take care of yourself. Stay safe. Namaste.